everybody, and welcome to Emily's Upcycled Home. On today's project, I'm going to work here with this piece of plywood I found in my garage, and I am going to start with the color green. And I'm just going to put a layer of paint on this. Now this is an oops paint I got from Home Depot, so I can't really give you the color, and it kind of matches my table right now because if you guys haven't noticed, I did clear up my space and paint my table so there's a better background for me to film on. I didn't make a video of that, but it is clean and the space is I'm able to work with. Now I'm just going to go in here and just continue on painting the piece, the full piece in this green. And here I'm just noticing that my bristles on my brush are falling off. So I'm going to go wipe that down and get the bristles off and change out my brush. Now I'm going to come in with this French grain stencil, and I got this off of Amazon. And I'm going to come in with another oops paint from Home Depot, and I can't really tell you the color again, but it is like a khaki brown color. And I'm going to go ahead and use my wax brush that's supposed to be for my waxes and use my circle method and get that stencil down on the piece of wood. And then I'm going to come in with just a brown color and do the same technique, you know, kind of highlighting the ends of the piece and spacing the dark brown color out so it gives you a little bit of dimension and highlight to the stencil. Now I'm just coming in. I wiped off my brush, and with that same paint on my brush, I'm going to go and hit all the edges of this piece, blending inward and just highlighting the corners and making it a little bit aged. And then of course I'm going to come in with my dark wax and do the same thing and go over the piece with that. Now to distress it up, I'm going to come in with my sander and go over the full piece and come back in with my dark wax and get those exposed wood spots and deepen that tone there. Now I'm just going to add some rustic metal elements to each parts of the corners. And I'm just cutting off the excess of the pieces, and then I'm going to use my A6000 glue and glue those pieces down. I'm going to come in with my hammer just to hammer in the position and give a little groove here so the piece in the back can set into this. And now what I should have done is got a piece of tape and taped those down after I did that, because as you see here, the pieces that I hammered in to put that little groove into the wood pop off with each swing of my hammer. So if you guys do this, you know, just go ahead and put some tape over that so they hold in place. And then I'm going to set that aside and let it dry. So this dried overnight, and off camera I went ahead and added this metal hook that I found in my stash. Now this is what it looked like before, and I don't know what it was used for, but I just got my pliers here and I bent the piece to position it onto the wood part, and I just slid that on, and then I added some screws and painted it to match with that same khaki brown color. And now, of course, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to add some greenery and my cute little bow to the top. For our next project here, I am out of mini spindles and I already have these made. And I'm just going to take you guys through the painting process and come up with some new designs here for these mini spindles. Now, if you haven't seen my video on how these are made, I do have a video for this going through like the first two styles I came up with. And I'll try to link that in the comments if I can. And I'm just going to go through this video and we're going to paint. And once again, I'm using the color green with that Oops paint from Home Depot. Now this one that I'm working on, it's going to be sold as a single one because I guess it is the runt of the litter, I guess you can say. It was the end result of measuring out all of the blocks, and this was a smaller block than all the rest. So it'll be sold as a single, and let's go ahead and continue. Come in with that same color and my Oops paint, and it's kind of like a khaki brown, maybe a sandy brown color. And the next set of risers is going to get a full coverage coat of this khaki color. JRV stencil here, and I'm going to come in with a gray color tone, and I'm going to stencil that onto the green. Now moving on to the other two risers, I'm going to come in with a different stencil, and I think I got this farmhouse stencil off of Amazon, and I am just going to use pieces of it and stencil those parts that I like onto these two risers and give them a little set. And I'm going to come in with the DIY color black. I think it's called Pretty Black Dress or something like that. And I am going to use my same brush and my circle motion here and stencil those pieces onto these two risers. Now for the khaki brown risers, I'm going to come in with that same grain sack stencil, and I'm going to do the same process of picking out parts of the stencil that I like and putting them onto the mini wood risers. just going to use my same brush that has whatever paint that's on it. And I'm going to go over all the edges of all risers and just blend that paint in and give it more of a contrasting edge and a little bit of distressed look. And there I noticed that I didn't paint a whole side of this piece, so I'm going to come in and do that, and then I'm going to continue on with, you know, distressing the edges of these pieces with my leftover paint on my brush. And now to finish these off, I am going to come in with my DIY dark wax and go ahead and get all the feet, the wood feet of these risers. And then I will come in with DIY Big Top and seal all these pieces. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in staging.